The perfect Shedeur Browns are at home this week for the first time this year. Should be a scene, man.
Pressure, running away from it is Sanders. He's looking long. He's got a man. Caught at the 10-yard line.
The San Francisco 49ers headed to what should be a crazed dog pound, hoping not to get bit. They've won 3 of their last 4. Still have work to do to finalize the paperwork on the season extension they're hoping for.
Turned into the team that we see now, which is one of the better teams in the NFL. And
49ers sit at 8-4 and yet are kind of hard to sum up. They get up every morning from the alarm clock's warning, take the 8:15 into the city, people pushing, people shoving. If the train's on time, they get there by 9 and take care of their business. That's about it.
Bryce Young is in trouble and down he goes, sacked by Farrell.
Last week, they took care of their business by playing good defense. They aren't a trendy team, so to speak. Each week, it's a different formula. But they gotta figure, if they can hold the Panthers to 9 points, just 1 for 7 on third down, and pick off Bryce Young twice, hold him to 169 yards, then shouldn't they be able to do that against Cleveland's new hope?
Over the middle and intercepted by Brown for the second time.
Brown's new quarterback is kind of Luke Skywalker-esque, a young dude who's been watched over for a while, has a famous dad who looks like the bad guy to many, but was as good as it gets at what he did. Shedeur Sanders, far from attaining Jedi status, but he just took out his first Death Star on his first try, which no rookie Browns quarterback had pulled off since like Yoda was a teenager.
Fadden makes a nice leaping grab. Fadden trying to get to that first down marker, and he does!
Wow.
1 touchdown, 1 pick, 87 rating, 209 yards on over 10 yards per attempt. It's one of the strangest games you'll see from a quarterback. 157 of his 209 yards came on 3 completions. He only completed 11 passes. That 39-yarder we just saw to Jerry Jeudy, a 66-yard TD to running back Dylan Sampson.
Boom! He bursts inside Raiders territory. One man to beat. He won't be caught.
And a 52-yarder to Isaiah Bond, which is what fueled their 24-point outburst on offense. It's considered an outburst in Cleveland, as it's only the second time all year they've scored more than 20 points.
He lowers his shoulder to the goal line. Touchdown, Browns!
Was it a masterpiece? Not at all. 3 for 12 on third down. Sanders was just 11 for 20 passing. Lots of room for growth. But he only took 1 sack, and now he gets a defense whose specialty is letting quarterbacks do their thing without feeling pressure. 49ers, still with the fewest sacks in the NFL, only found their way to Bryce once, and they don't sport great numbers against the pass in 2025, so a Brownies optimist can argue Shedeur is set up for a solid sequel.
And Fadden is tight end, breaks a few tackles, has a first down. That's some heavy running.
Harold Fannin, for the record, Sanders' go-to out of the gate, as he saw 6 targets, twice as many as anyone else, checked out with 40 yards last week, which was almost as many as their running back accrued. Quinshon Judkins only had 47 rush yards versus Vegas, but he did punch it in twice at least.
Joel Bitonio with the big block, and then Judkins runs right through Polamalu.
That is 6 straight games the rookie hasn't even eclipsed a meager 3.6 per carry. The 49ers defense he draws next didn't play the run great versus Carolina, gave up 5.3 a run to Chuba Hubbard, 6.3 to Rico Dowdle, for a whopping 69 yards total. They only faced 13 rush attempts, so it didn't matter in the end. And lucky for them, neither did Brock Purdy's 3 first-half INTs.
Purdy down the middle for Pearsall, and he's picked again.
Does Cleveland have any aqua black alt uniforms handy? Purdy didn't just get picked off 3 times. Each one seemed gift-wrapped, almost like he was targeting Carolina's defenders instead of his own guys. His INT's the primary reason San Francisco's offense left the game with just 20 points.
Purdy picked again, 3rd 1, 2nd for Horn.
Brock has started 4 games now, has 2 or 3 picks in 3 of the 4 games, which is a little alarming. Their offense went 7 for 13 on third down, 2 for 3 in the red zone, so it wasn't all bad last week, and it's an O that went for 41 points the week prior. But now Purdy has to try and rebound with Myles Garrett coming.
Oh, man. Myles Garrett just swats the ball out of the hand of Geno Smith.
Browns held Vegas to 10 points. They're holding it down to a solid 22 per game for the year, just 4.7 yards per play allowed, 5th lowest. And Purdy and his line face a pass rush that just left their last shopping trip with 10 bags. That's a rare feat. Senor Garrett with 3 of them as he attempts to chase down the all-time sack record for a single season.
Pressure's coming. Smith hitches, and he's sacked again.
He's now 4.5 away. He's on a 5-game sack streak that's seen him rack up a season's worth, 14 of them in that span. 3 to 5 sack games in 3 of his last 4. He's on a ridiculous tear.
The play fake to Genty.
Look out.
Pressure's coming. Garrett's got him, and he's going down.
Purdy didn't take any sacks versus Carolina, but Garrett has more sacks than their entire team does, has more than the Bengals and Panthers too. It's crazy. Cleveland's secondary did end up giving up 285 yards to Geno Smith when they weren't dropping him, didn't pick him off. Most of the yards were late when the game was in hand, but 62 yards allowed to Tyler Lockett, a wide receiver, 58 and a touchdown to Ashton Genty, a running back, and 55 yards to Brock Bowers, a tight end. 49ers passing attack usually leans on the same wide receiver, tight end, running back kind of combo meal. George Kittle led them with 78 yards last week.
Purdy keeps. There's Kittle again. We've seen this a lot tonight.
Juwan Jennings caught Purdy's lone touchdown, 41 yards.
Here's Jennings. And he's going to take it in after breaking tackles.
And of course, the centerpiece to the 49ers O-face, CMC. McAffrey, 53 receiving yards, 7 catches.
He reaches, and he got the first down.
McAffrey leads the NFL with 81 receptions, up to 785 receiving yards, along with 796 rush yards after laying down 89 of them versus his old team. Found pay dirt against them too.
That allowed McAffrey to get wide. It's a great drive for San Francisco.
Another sub 4-yard per carry game for him, but he's also first in rush attempts in the NFL, so they don't seem worried. Brown's front he squares up against just held Genty to 50 rush yards on 2.9 a carry, holding backs to 3.8 a run now. Only 5 teams tougher on the position.
Nobody touched Myles Garrett. That's one of the easiest tackles for loss he'll have all year.
Couple of old AAFC foes. Both joined the NFL in 1950. More Browns wins than 49ers wins since then. 1970, probably the most entertaining game between the two.
6 days later in San Francisco, the Browns' offense exploded against the championship-bound 49ers. Leroy Kelly ran for 2 touchdowns, and Bill Nelson passed for over 300 yards. He launched 2 beautifully thrown bombs, both pulled in by Fair Hooker. The result was that for the second straight week, the Browns scored 31 points. But the complexion of the game and the entire season changed quickly when Nelson was hurt. The Browns lost the game and their quarterback.